Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request for Ben. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or reactions or reviews, commentaries, re-reviews, lists, whatever, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for True Detective episode 5 of season 1. Which I've been enjoying. I've been enjoying, in particular, the Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson performances, the way they interact with each other. I think they have some really solid dialogue with each other. While I do wish the investigation, I guess I was hoping the investigation was a bit more horror film-like. At the same time, there's a very nice production status on the film where, I say film, it feels like a film. The cinematography, the music itself does feel like a horror movie, so there's that. And it does keep me interested to see what is going to happen next. It does keep me involved into what's going to happen next, in particular because of they've developed the two main characters extremely well. Like, this is a great showcase for writers on how to build up characters. Especially these main two characters. Like, this is how you do it. The way how Matthew McConaughey's dialogue is written, and he's a cynical guy about the world, and Woody Harrelson is a family man, but he's flawed. And they're both flawed individuals, but they're both individuals I could root for as well. And it's at the very least interesting to see where it goes. Now, in the last episode, they realized that these killings might be linked to this guy who cooked meth for this bike gang. Matthew McConaughey went undercover. There was a raid. Very nice, well-shot scene of doing it all in one take. At least for TV, HBO. I mean, this isn't like a $50 million movie. So for TV, it was pretty well done. He's escaped with this guy into Woody Harrelson's car. He gets the guy in this episode to try to meet with this other guy, but the other guy knows something's up and says, "No, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm putting you down as a shadow to your son." Which I know the dialogue sounds pretentious, and it probably is pretentious, but the actors, especially McConaughey and Harrelson, in particular McConaughey, are giving it their all so much that I can forgive. It's pretentious dialogue that's actually fun to listen to. So whether that's because it's better written pretentious dialogue than some movies do, or the performances, or probably a combination of both, honestly. And the two leads follow this one guy to this meth lab hidden in the bayou. And you have this juxtaposition of, in 2012, they're telling the story, making it seem like this big action scene, they're spotted, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, they were sneaking in. And in reality, if that, to be fair, did feel a bit like a horror film, especially because of the score. And I guess spoilers as to what happens in the episode. Woody Harrelson sees something when he gets in. He gets horrified. He goes up, shoots this guy in the head. Pretty violent. And then the other guy runs, and McConaughey shoots at him, which starts a booby trap that blows the guy up to fucking pieces. Again, good effects. Pretty damn gory. I was rather surprised. I didn't see that coming. So that was actually a welcome addition, a welcome series of events. Oh shit, like that kind of reaction. And you come to find out that there were two kidnapped and abused children. I think one died and the other was on their way. And they were at least able to save someone and able to stop these pieces of shit Right, it's not the pieces of shit they're looking for. They think it is, but at least they stop some pieces of shits. And they do a cover-up. Makai fires a gun to make it look like there was a firefight, and they're hailed as heroes. And that's kind of the last of the 95 or so timeline. Just years go by, and things actually work out well. Woody Harrelson got back with his wife, and McConaughey is actually dating again. Things seem fine until around 2002. Yeah, because I think it's like 7 years. And now we're in the two timelines is 2012 and 2002. In 2002, McConaughey is interrogating someone, and that someone mentions the Yellow Team. And McConaughey is just... If he didn't get an award, he deserved it. I mean, he's steering the shit out of this guy, being very intense. Like, if this guy was in your face, you would say, whatever, sell out your parents. But I also want to give credit to Woody Harrelson. He gives a really nice performance too. Like the bit where he's talking to the detectives in 2012. He's talking about how I cleaned up, but I didn't change. At least what I'm supposed to have changed. And those kids and that woman were my solution from all that shit. But I was watching everything else. I was right under my nose, and pretty much threw it away eventually. And so then in 2002, McConaughey gets Woody Harrelson, hey, this guy mentioned this Yellow Team thing, let's talk to him again. When they get there, the guy's dead from suicide. Whether he got a phone call and he was warned and then he committed suicide or something else happened. And so McConaughey went to this area and this academy that they thought of in 95, and there's all these weird creepy looking imagery on the walls and these twigs, and it's like, okay, this guy is still out there. He's still out there. And while in 2012, they think, the detectives think McConaughey is the killer. McConaughey, he's like, he doesn't say fuck this, but he's just like, fuck this, just walks on out. Like I said, what this show does well is it ramps things up to make me wonder what is going to happen next. I'm curious to see what will happen next on the show. Again, in retrospect, I do wish this was more of a horror show. I know that's stupid because it's called True Detective. It's not called American Horror Story. But I guess I really wish it was much more of that even grimmer 7, 8mm style. There's a little bit there, but I guess I just wish for more of that. I don't know if that makes sense. A bit more of that even grimier, bloodier, just like 7, 8mm do feel like horror films in a certain way. I just wish a little bit more of that. But like I said, and I wish they delved a bit more. Maybe they do in, I think there's, what? I think there's 8 episodes total, I believe. Or 7, I don't remember. But they also, like, mentioned that this guy would have visions, Matt McConaughey. They kind of only really tackled that, like, once or twice on the show. Would have been nice to see, like, a little bit more of that. Maybe they do later on. Because that stuff I thought was really interesting. The fact that you had a guy that would see these weird visions. And he did that a couple bit, and then that kind of went away. And the past 2 episodes felt more like, I don't want to say 24, because that's not appropriate, but that doesn't really sell the show, even though I don't mind 24, but it just felt like, okay, we're maybe because we're with the biker gang and the meth heads, which I liked. I liked the stuff, but it definitely got a bit out of the horror film feel. And that's where I'm kind of in between, where I like the past two episodes quite a bit, but at the same time, I do miss that horror feel to it. But I guess maybe the end of the episode kind of maybe gives an inkling that I'll go back into that atmosphere in the following episodes. Perhaps. I don't know. But again, what really does sell it is the way they've written the two lead characters. The story's not a bad story. It is interesting enough to make me go, what is going to happen next? And does what a show's supposed to do, is pull you in, get you intrigued. I'll say this, I'm enjoying this more than Stranger Things or some of these other shows. Like, this is more my kind of show. The characters in themselves are just fascinating to watch, and you got two actors on top of their game. Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. And if you're a fan of these actors, it's worth a watch just for them. Again, it looks good. It looks like a movie. The score is very solid. This seems like the type of score that would be in those like A24 horror films, but it works better here in a weird way. Maybe because it's better writing and it's better acting than the stupid fucking Hereditary, Midsommar, silly shit. Yes, I think they're silly shit. Like, this is more my ball game, I will say. And again, the whole first part I thought was a decently intense sequence of them sneaking in and what's going to happen next, and then you do get some decent gore bits, and then more into the characters, and I guess more so about how they're hailed as heroes, and then this thing in the back of their head that, did we get the guy? We think we got the guy, but maybe there's something else to this. Which of course there is, because there's a couple episodes left. But yeah, I have liked this show so far. And yeah, there's a lot of reviews that go very, very deep undercover about the themes and thoughts. For the most part, I don't really look at movies and shows like that. I mean, I can, but for the most part, I kind of look at it, I wouldn't say face value, but I could go deep. 1990 Jacob's Ladder, for example, but if it's boring or non-entertaining or slow or piss poorly done or any number of factors, it doesn't fucking matter what themes you have. And this superficially is well done and technical note, and music pretty solid. And like I said, the way the characters are written is the best part of the show, is the two main characters. And that goes a long way for me. And I've talked about this more in the other episodes of review to this show, but yeah, I did quite enjoy it. Easily these two guys, some of their best performances in this show. Can't say that enough. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.